ring was discovered by a metal detectorist, and it was found near the village of Escrick, which is about 5 or 6 miles south of York in the Vale of York. It's a fantastic early medieval, so 5th to 6th century, gold, garnet and sapphire finger ring, and it's absolutely unique to Britain. Sapphires are incredibly rare objects. It's likely that this sapphire originated in Sri Lanka, so it's definitely come a long way to get to Yorkshire, and it was probably originally part of a piece of Roman jewellery, so a piece of earlier jewellery which has been reused. The Escrick ring displays the second oldest use of a sapphire for an object in the whole of British history, so it's incredibly significant. What we now think is that the Escrick ring wasn't actually made in Britain, it was made in continental Europe, most likely in France, and that it was imported over to Britain in the early medieval period, perhaps as a gift between high-class people, perhaps an early king of Northumbria. So the Escrick ring is a really important object to help us to understand the Anglian period in Yorkshire. The Anglian period is the early medieval period. It's probably one of the periods that we know littlest about. There's very little documentary evidence at all. Because the ring is over 300 years old and it's made of gold, so a precious metal, it's classed as what we call treasure. And we were able to acquire it by raising funds from lots of different places. Our heritage and our history is for everybody, and by keeping this object at the museum, keeping it on public display, it reminds us how important York and the Yorkshire region was in the early medieval period.